What's shaking, bacon?
Hello there, God. It's me, Mike.
Hey, what's up, Mike? What do you want?
Nothing much, God. Just want to see how you're doing.
Oh, you wanted God. That's not
Yeah.
me. My name's Dog. I always get that confused.
Sup, dog.
Not much, man.
Don't be modest. We all know that you're just as good as God.
That like weird laugh they did. There's this like video of Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks's son, who's like a rapper and has like a Jamaican accent, even though he's Tom Hanks' son. He's not black or anything. But anyways,
Interesting.
he's like rapping and he like has like a big social media and shit like that. And he was going off about like something. And he made a little joke and he went like, and everyone was making fun of him because it was so weird. It was like one of those fake laughs, like I don't know.
And I'm sure people were just like, wait, what did you do? Why'd you make that sound?
Yeah, it's
That's
weird.
funny.
Chet Hanks, he's crushing the game. So
Chet Hanks.
real white boy summer. I think that's his motto.
Oh my God. And like totally.
Oh, Chet! Why, Chet?
Why?
I was trying to be Tom Hanks.
No.
Um,
Yeah, I try to imitate Woody whenever I need to be Tom Hanks.
there's a snake in my boot.
Howdy, partner.
Boz.
You are a toy. That's my best Woody impression.
Woody attempted an assassination on Buzz. That's all. I'm throwing that out there. That happened in Toy Story 1.
That is very true. He did attempt an assassination.
Toy Story 1 is kind of dark. Woody was a big a-hole. Just saying. He was like so upset that Andy got Buzz and like he was so like bitter.
It's true.
And it's like Andy had like, 20 other toys with Woody before Buzz came. Like you think they felt great? Sometimes you got to look around, you got to have more perspective, Woody. Got a nice room, got a nice kid. You sleep in the toy chest with the squeaky shark. Life's pretty good.
Yeah. He just didn't know how good he had it.
He could be over one house in the disgusting muddy backyard on a charcoal grill,
Yeah, with a match in his pocket.
Reach for the sky. I love Toy Story.
It was a good movie.
It
is a good movie.
Speaking of the outside, it's like my enemy right now. It just is constantly poisoning me, causing my eyes to be itchy and irritated, and my nose to constantly drip, drip, drop, drop. Not in a good way.
Yes, one of the weak breeds, the ones who are weak against all the
pollen,
the pollens, and the weathers.
When I think I was younger, I used to be allergic to cats, but I kind of just grew out of that, I think. I mean, I have a cat. He's like 6 feet away from me.
Maybe just being around Stu all this time, it just, made you immune.
Yeah. I mean, my girlfriend, like, always had cats when I was dating. I think that's pretty much what happened.
I see.
But unfortunately, living on this earth, my body is still weak against pollen after 27 years. I don't get it either. So my nose drip drip and my eyes itch, and it's horrible. I feel so bad, Mike, because at work, I work in like a clean room, so I have to constantly go out of my department into my gowning area, blow my nose, wash my hands, rinse and repeat. And sometimes I can do that. Like the one day it happened like 20 times. I felt so bad. Horrible. It's so annoying to me, but then I'm also like, I hope they don't think I'm like deliberately trying to not work, because it's just my nose is literally just leaking.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hope I didn't gross anyone out, but that is the situation here.
Hey, Court, what's a secret ingredient you keep adding to this? Boogers. Sorry.
It's the special ingredient. It's the Corey spice.
Yeah, it's the Holy Spirit.
Oh man, shout outs to all the little kids like myself who tried to drink holy water. That's disgusting. Don't do that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of hands touching that. I wouldn't go near it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. There were like the little sponge thing ones, which are already pretty unsanitary because it's like a sponge.
It just retains all the germs.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And this was like in the 2000s or maybe like the late 90s. But in the church that I went to, they actually in the back had the thing where you could pour holy water out into like little cups or little vials.
oh well, that's probably one of the best things I've ever heard. I never really had that.
And I think I drank from that. But holy water, it's like it doesn't taste like it tastes weird. Don't drink it.
It tastes holy.
You're not getting more holy. Maybe you are. I don't know. Who's to say? Drink it if you like, I guess. I didn't enjoy it.
I levitated when I took a sip. I levitated, so I'm just making it clear.
I was gonna say maybe I'm cursed. Who knows? But yes, my nostrils they be hurting. They're my weak point right now. And then other than that, I was a little bit of a sad boy today. I've been having a pretty good week. I'm trying to stay more positive, have a good outlook on life.
Well, good. I don't want to hear that you're being negative and sad, Corey.
Well, unfortunately happened because today, right before I was about to go work out, I checked Twitter, the place where all the good news comes from, and I found out that one of my favorite video game podcasts and like website, it's called Giant Bomb. They're kind of like breaking up. And they've been together for, I'd say, at least like 11 years, 12 years, something like that. It's been pretty long and ongoing. And they're like a serious like video game site. So it was like, cool that they would actually like cover almost every new release. So I'd get a lot of my like information from them from there. Plus the guys were all like entertaining to listen to,
Yeah.
So that upset me a little bit. It kind of even like messed out my workout routine because it was like kind of like sitting on me.
I was gonna say you took that pretty hard then. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think I was gonna either because when I was just sitting in my car, I was like, "Oh no, that sucks." But I don't know. That was just like sinking in. It was weird.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, it could have even been I had a bad day at the gym. Okay, first of all, I went.
Let me guess. You caught someone doing curls in the squat rack. Let me tell you, that gets me mad too.
First of all, I was about to enter the like men's room to change, and this one dude who always comes there, and he seems like a interesting guy. Like I'd like to actually just talk to him and almost like become his friend. But I was like going in the bathroom, and I actually brought like coffee with me, and I was drinking it, and I had coffee in my mouth, and it was like right when we interacted. So he's like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Oh, like my bad," or I didn't say anything back because I had the coffee in my mouth. I'm like, "Oh wow, now I look like a jerk." After that, I was going to go on the treadmill or the elliptical, and I put my phone in the little like cup holder to hold it. And I mean, this is probably my fault, but I have wired earbuds still, and like right a minute, not even a minute into the elliptical workout, my thumb like catches the cord and my phone falls, and it's big and loud, and I'm just like, no, I'm embarrassed. Don't look at me.
I was worried you were going to say you cracked your phone, but it's just the fact that it fell.
No, I did check it. There was no damage to it, and I made sure to clean it off when I came home because it hit the floor. I thought I had one more thing. I guess not. No, that was pretty much it.
And then I stubbed my toe when I got back in my car.
Well, I will say it was really hot in the gym. I think I've talked about this gym before, but it's like the third level of an old like warehouse building, like a factory. And they don't.
I'm worried. I'm honestly worried you're gonna like fall through the ceiling or something.
That's definitely gonna happen. Maybe not when I'm there, but I'm sure there's gonna be like a big hole, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, the gym, you can't come here anymore." But
the gym no longer exists.
It is insanely hot up there because there's no air conditioning. All they got are like the big like. Imagine a Five Nights at Freddy's like little desk fan, just times that by like 5, and then they rotate, but it's not a lot. So I'm already sweating like a dog doing my workout. Now double that up with the heat, and my hair is like turning into spaghetti because it's all like clumping up with the sweat.
Oh, don't you love that?
Oh.
I love that.
I also thought it was odd. I brought my coffee in while I was working out. I don't know. Is coffee a weird thing to drink while exercising?
I would say if it's a hot coffee, yeah. Iced coffee, you can probably get away with it because it's like cold and refreshing.
Yeah, and I had ice. Yeah, the ice melts, comes water. I just don't know if coffee is hydrating necessarily.
It's caffeinated, so that kind
That's
of gives you
true.
energy,
Yeah,
get you all buzzed.
that's usually what I've been trying to do. Like have the coffee be almost like my pre-workout.
I don't know why I find that funny.
I mean, I never really dabbled in pre-workout, but I'm like, I don't know, I'll just have coffee again. It's fine. I like coffee.
I guess it's because I just imagine like obviously I know you probably just have it in an ordinary like thermos or something, but I can
Sure.
kind of like imagine you with like a Starbucks thing and like whipped cream on top and just working out with it,
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
and everyone around you is getting like all jealous, like man, I kind of want that.
Yep.
Corey, share some of the love, man.
This Java chip Frappuccino Grande.
Delightful.
How am I gonna lick this whipped cream off of here? It's hard to do it and jog at the same time.
That could be if you weren't dating Megan and if you had like a gym crush. That's how you could that's how you can break the ice with
Oh
her.
my god. Do I have whipped cream on my nose? It's just like all over my face.
Can you help me out with this, ma'am?
Honestly, though, I'm honestly pretty boring when it comes to coffee. I just like the taste of coffee. I always get it black.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I've been dabbling back into Americanos. That's just like espresso and water, but I feel like it has a better taste than a regular just black coffee or cold brew. All the different brewing methods actually do affect the flavor of coffee, for those of you who didn't know. So a cold brew tastes different than a Americana. That tastes different than a normal like drip coffee, pour over, French press, siphon, or whatever the fancy one is. Oh, there's even nitro cold brew, which is completely different than regular cold brew. It has nitrogen in it.
Yeah, there's actual nitroglycerin.
It's good for the lungs.
Yeah, just make sure you don't jump too fast or run too fast. Any low vibration, oof, be the end of you.
And then you can elevate the flavor of all these drinks by adding, creams, milks, sugars, syrups,
Gasoline.
alcohol. Literally,
Ooh, my favorite.
in New York at the Starbucks Reserve, this is like this big, fancy, premium Starbucks store. You can get boozy or coffee drinks there. They have a bar. I recommend people look this place up. It's really cool. I think they have them in I think there's one in Chicago. I think there might be one in like LA or somewhere on the West Coast like that. But they're really cool.
Don't you tease me, Corey.
And they actually have guys, I kid you not, I think I got probably the best affogato I've ever had at the Reserve. They have really good coffee and espresso. They have like a bunch of different varieties,
Ooh.
It's super neat. And like I was saying about how they have all the different brewing methods, they even have a unique brewing method there, which is, I think it's called Chemex. Or no, that's just, it looks like a little beaker that you'd see in like a science lab or something like that.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. What did my girlfriend get? I think she got an Americana. I think that was really good. But my crap, what was the word for it? The ice cream affogato. That thing. Oh man, it was so good. I think it had like custard or something. Okay, I digress with the coffee. Go to Starbucks Reserve. Anywho,
Yeah, me all hungry now, Corey.
go to New York when you feel comfortable going to New York, and go.
Yeah, just take a stroll. Go walk to New York. It's not that far away.
It's kind of funny to me though, like imagining someone walking in this place and seeing because it's kind of elegant inside, like everything's like made out of like copper or brass. There's like this big like machine that roasts the beans and grinds them or rotates them or roasts them. I forget, but it'd just be funny to me someone to walk in there and be like, "Could I just get a frappuccino?" Like I feel like they don't even have that. There's like.
Be gone, peasant!
It's like, no, go to the other block because New York literally has a Starbucks in every block.
Yeah.
I can't speak words.
Sir, go to the curb and drink from the hose like all the rest of the poor people.
Oh, I mean, this might be incriminating evidence. Please don't cancel me when I say this. But you want to hear something that actually made me happy, like after I was sad, and it kind of brought me to a better mood overall. When I was on my way home, I passed a house that looked like there were like maybe like 6 or 7 kids outside, and they were all like jumping around a sprinkler that they set up, and it was like a hot summer day, and I was like, I like that. That's like a wholesome, fun thing to do. We were all kids at one point, and I've totally been there where I've set up a sprinkler and run through it, and it's like, yeah, that it like feels good.
Yeah, I've been there.
I hope that didn't come off weird. I'm just saying that like feeling is like wholesome, and that's what made me happy. I'm like, yeah, that's a good thing. I like that. You don't need electronics or anything like that. It's just simple water, pretty much.
And folks, that's how Corey got canceled.
Join me in my new adventure as Bro Game Bory.
Bro Game Bory.
I'm still workshopping it. If you can't find me there, find me at 02188886. I'm not gonna keep going.
Oh, keep going.
Maybe when we get a Patreon, if people donate, I will. We should have a Patreon, good. Right? We have a lot of followers.
Yeah, we can do it.
Oh, you know what else is fun? Like thinking about the sprinkler things, I used to freaking love a nice super soaker, a little water gun fight.
Oh, I miss those good old days.
The ones that you pump, and then they give you that nice...
Those are powerful.
Oh, yeah. I just remembered I got, like, shot in the ear by one of those things. Luckily, it didn't, like, rupture my eardrum or anything crazy. I think it just, like, lodged water in my ear, but, yeah. I love super soakers. They're fun. All that, like more recent, like, Nerf stuff is, like, pretty interesting to me. Like, the ones that have those little, like, foam balls.
Yeah, they are kind of neat.
I've never actually, like, bought one or used one, but I was like, I might. Looks like just silly little fun around your house or apartment.
Are they the things that are like almost like grenades when they fire out of the gun?
Yeah,
those are kind of neat.
Yeah, and I know they still make like just regular Nerf guns, and I haven't
really get banned.
I haven't even looked at a modern Super Soaker. I feel like they have like they're like super accurate now and have like super long range.
Yeah, I think some of them are like almost as deadly as actual weapons.
This one waterboards your friends.
That's horrible.
What the name of that would be?
I know. I was trying to make like a dumb joke.
Soaker 5000.
Torture the hell out of your
now
friend.
Available in combat black and blue.
Oh my god, that's so wrong.
Last but not least, I got a shout out to my friends. I met up with a couple of my buddies this weekend. It was a blast. Like IRL, we did shit together in person. It was fun.
Is that why you abandoned me on Saturday? You jerk.
Oh my god, yeah. I completely forgot about that. I was pretty busy on Saturday, honestly. We were...
Folks, can you imagine this? My god.
I just imagine you there, like, with your coffee or something, like, looking at your clock. Like, where is he?
That's exactly what I was doing.
We were going to do this. And then you keep like, checking your clock.
It's like, imagine, like, the one scene from SpongeBob where he's, like, when Gary is, like, missing, and he's just, like, sitting there by his bowl crying. That was me.
Oh no. Now it really hit home.
Yeah. I hope that if anything makes you feel bad, Corey, I hope it was that.
You know the SpongeBob memes make me emotional. Good thing I just got a lot of tissues.
Good thing I already cried this morning, so I'm a lot of tears.
But it was a lot of fun. We actually played a little bit of Catan, the
I
classic
love that game.
board game. So I played Catan once before this. So I didn't really remember the rules, but once I started playing again, I picked them up, and I made a egregious error. I thought that at all the different ports, it was you trade materials to get one of whatever materials on there. For example, the port I had was like you trade like 2 or 3 sheep for anything, and I thought that meant you trade 3 of anything to get 1 sheep. But what that meant in the game is that you can replace the cost of things with 3 sheep instead of like a brick or a clay.
Right.
So
otherwise, it'd be pretty broken if it was the way you thought it worked.
Yeah. I mean, it also didn't make sense because that one was buy to like sheep lands or whatever they're called. So I was like, why would you just be wanting a lot of sheep right near the sheep? But then I learned that pretty late game that it was the other way around. And I mean, honestly, all my friends have played this before. So I was at a disadvantage, but that's okay. That's okay. I had fun.
Yeah, so it's all in good fun.
Right. And then after that, the main reason we came... Oh, also we destroyed a big tray of Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets.
Oh, nice.
It was glorious. I found it quite humorous that when they give you like the sauces now for the Chick-fil-A trays, they're actually in like tiny little squeeze bottles, which is really nice because you can restore them. And
oh, no, you're right. Yeah, I remember that. We actually kept it in our fridge after we were done. Yeah.
You know, and my boy, Repertoire 2, he got like 4 different types of sauces. So he could keep that Polynesian. He could keep that Chick-fil-A sauce. I even thought the barbecue sauce at Chick-fil-A was pretty good.
Man, I missed a party. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, and you're going to love the next part, which is technically the last part. But the main reason we got together is because we did a Magic the Gathering draft.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And because I've gone on or babbled on for a while here, I'm going to save how that went till when we get to our weeks where we talk about what we've been like watching and playing.
Okay, fair enough.
So, Mike, you got anything you want to add before we officially start?
I don't know. I'm trying to think what happened this past week. I mean, my birthday was all... Oh, here we go. So I finally... you knew about my birthday. It was not exciting.
However, we also forgot to mention that it's May the 4th.
Oh my gosh, that's right. That was my... I had to hear my notes, too. Why didn't you spoil it? But yes, happy Star Wars Day. Happy Star Wars Day,
Mess up the podcast, Corey does.
Oh, Meats don't like it when you spoil.
Roll these chance cubes and maybe the podcast will be better.
I'm so happy that you did Guado.
Oh, man. You know why I did that? Because Greg Miller loves Guado. He's always doing impressions. Okay.
I'm a Twitter. My shift's not working. Only money.
Guys, when are we getting the Guido spin-off series? Come on. Bug Disney about
Clone
it.
Wars. His species were in Clone Wars. So you're missing out.
Oh, man. You know, people were talking about those Ewok movies they added, and now I kind of want to watch them. Like, remember I was telling you how they added a bunch of, like, the old Star Wars stuff? Well, there were, like, 2 live-action Ewok movies. They're, like, exclusively about the Ewoks, and I kind of want to check those out.
I gotta watch it now.
I hear they're, like, okay. They're almost like kids' movies. They're probably, like, an hour and a half each, you know? I also still really need to watch that, the 2D Clone Wars, because they added that back again. That's a banger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, happy Star Wars Day. We got some news to talk about that a little later on. Okay, I don't want to take from your week, so, you know, just you can.
Yeah, what the hell, Corey?
I'm sorry.
No, just I didn't do too much again. Been working a lot, and however, this weekend I finally was able to use to put my new grill to the test. We had our first barbecue on the new grill, and I'm not gonna lie, everything turned out pretty good. We kept it simple. We just did like burgers and hot dogs and everything, but yeah, pretty good. I'm happy with the grill. I'm looking forward to grilling again pretty soon.
When you do the burgers, are they like a fresh patty or are they frozen?
Unfortunately, well, for this, I wanted to do fresh patties, but just because we're running a little like short on time, and it was like it was on Saturday, so Amanda had to work, and she already like bought burgers for me. So they were like fresh patties, but they were like frozen. But you know, they were like patties from the butcher, so they weren't like Bubba burgers or anything in a box.
Okay.
So they were pretty fresh, but then they were frozen, which is not that big of a deal. They thawed out, and you know, I added some little seasonings to it, and I did some special padding, and yeah, they turned out delicious. So good that even Amanda, who actually does not like red meat, like she won't eat like beef or steak or anything. Yep, no meatballs.
Oh,
But I keep begging her for meatball pizza, and she's like, no. But she did try a burger, and she enjoyed it. So I think I converted her. So I gotta try to sneak in a few meatballs next time, and then the meatball pizza will be complete.
I mean, I don't know if she'd hate this, but a good turkey burger is fantastic.
I've had turkey burgers before. Actually, unfortunately, she doesn't like turkey either.
Ah, fair.
So
That's
yeah, so
funny.
ran out of options.
I think pasta burger.
I'll give her a mushroom burger. Well, actually, it was funny. Here's a little funny thing. She actually makes her own burgers, and it's a spinach burger. It's like spinach, egg, and cheese. They actually turn out pretty good.
That sounds good. Almost like a quiche or an omelet.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, sounds good.
But in burger form, yeah.
Is this a propane or charcoal grill?
This is propane.
Okay. And are you with the burgers? Do you just put them straight on the grill, or are you putting a little foil on there?
No, straight on the grill.
Okay.
I mean, I've been grilled in a long time, and this is my first time with a brand new grill, so I'm kind of like starting from scratch. You know, I did do some quick YouTube research on how to cook the perfect burger. I just wanted to make you kind of just get like an idea of like
I get it.
Yeah, just to double check on the timing of like how long at what temperature will give me like medium well, all that stuff. The other big thing. Well, I'll definitely say the timing was the biggest thing. But then I was also just looking up other like techniques to make sure you don't burn the burger. Like, do you add certain like oils to it, and just all that little good stuff. And the burgers turned out really good. And I'll also admit, even the buns that we got, they're just like basic like burger buns in a bag. But man, they were amazing. I threw them on the grill too to kind of give them a little bit of like a crunch.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, they turned out phenomenal. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to cook on the grill again.
I love grilling, especially during like the summer, the nice like
exactly.
Nights. It's perfect. I can't help myself when I grill. I always gotta have a drink, some sort of beer usually.
Oh yeah, here's a cool thing. So I want to make my back like I call it a yard, but it's more of like an alleyway. So like my backyard is where the grill is, and I want to kind of like make the area like a bit more fun. So I want to like run some lights out there. And I did mount on the brick wall next to where the grill is. I mounted one of my bottle openers, so I technically have a way to like open my beer out there, which is kind of cool.
That is nice.
Yeah, I might want to add a little cozy too, so I can like place the beer on the wall, like somewhere while I'm cooking.
That's fun. I actually got
and then I'll install the TV in the hot tub.
Oh
eventually.
yeah, perfect.
It's like why do I even have to come back inside the house? I'll just stay outside forever.
Yeah, just add like a bed and a toilet. You're good.
Yeah, just eat burgers constantly, and just watch TV and sleep and poop. I'm good to go.
I mean, you got the hot tub. Maybe you don't need a toilet.
Yeah. Stop. until the Snickers. Whoa.
Oh jeez. ASMR. Ka-clank.
Anyway, and I just ruined I just like interrupted my own joke. Damn it. Sorry, I was gonna say. Well, I forget. Let's just move on. It's too late. It's far gone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Love With Me podcast, episode 93. I am one of your hosts, Game Bro Corey, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mike, aka The Collector's Vault. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing pretty good, Corey. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Love With Me. My name is Mike, and I'm the grill master. I'm good at cooking burgers and hot dogs and burger buns. Yeah.
That's it?
That's all I've done so far on the new grill.
I mean, we got the resume over here. We got the chicken. We got the pork chops. We got the steak. We got the corn.
Well, I'm doing that next time. Next time I'm doing steak and chicken breast, and maybe some grilled veggies. That's my next thing.
You better invite me.
Well, you didn't invite me to your Magic the Gathering draft, so
I'll find.
Guess you just lost.
You're outside. I'll find your alleyway.
Oh crap! You're right.
I'll just be like, "Hey, Mike, what are you cooking?" And you're like, "Oh, chicken day." And then I'm like, "Haha! Now I know what to look for or smell for."
You'll just peek over like my fence, like Wilson from Home Improvement. Howdy ho there, Mike. What you cooking over there?
I got this nice hat, Mike. I found it in the alley. My head is itchy.
Yeah, it smells a bit, but whatever. It's a nice hat.
You want to cook this bird I found in the alley?
And then I called the cops.
It's moving, but I think it's dead.
Oh, look at this nice little coonskin hat.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. This is getting weird and gross. What are we doing today?
Talking about video games.
Exactly. But most importantly, we're talking about Star Wars because it's May the 4th. It's Star Wars Day, everyone.
My favorite holiday.
When did we start coining all these weird things like March 10th? March 10th is Mario Day and like this. Just because it sounds like May the Force.
I think they started doing that like around like 10 years ago. That's like when I first started hearing about it, I think. The Mario, like March 10th, that was a relatively new thing that I've heard. Like, I think last year I might have heard it, like, it was either like last year or the year before I heard about March 10th being Mario Day. So maybe it's been around for a long time and I'm just out of the loop. But Star Wars Day, I'm pretty sure has been around for like at least 10 years. You know what? I'm going to Google that up.
Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying with your blue milk and, your, oh God, what's that blue elephant's name? Do you know who I mean? He's in Jabba's hut.
The blue elephant?
Yeah, he's like playing the piano. Oh, I gotta look it up now.
There's like the alien heads, like the guys that look like the Martians, or whatever, playing the trumpets. Wait, the blue elephant.
That's the bar band.
Yeah, but I think they were all. Oh wait, no, you're right. They were in the cantina, and then in episode band. 6, there was a band in Jabba's palace. I don't remember there being a. Oh no, there was a blue.
It's Max Rebo. Max Rebo.
He's playing the drums. Rebo. The drums, right?
Yeah,
that's what. Oh my god, that's funny.
Max Rebo, yeah. Rebo.
Admittedly, I did not know his name.
That's my favorite Star Wars character. Look at him.
There he is. I eventually I knew who you're talking about when you said like playing the trombone or something or playing the horn. I'm like, wait, who is this?
He has like a little elephant thing.
He definitely is a blue elephant. Yeah, that's what he is. He's a little blue elephant, alien guy.
George Lucas is like, look what I made. Isn't this great?
Oh boy, I really hope people love Jar Jar Binks. He's my favorite character yet.
This thing haunted my nightmares for several weeks.
It is kind of scary. Admittedly, if I saw that
beady eyes,
if I saw that in my closet, I'd be freaking.
I'm getting a little scared looking at him for too long.
I know.
Save us, Disney. We have to have, before we get to the video games, we have to have our Disney corporate
or Star Wars talk. Yeah,
talk. Well, we got more than just Star Wars.
Yeah, we have Disney stuff too. I agree.
But for right now, I wanted to talk about one of the announcements that Disney made for Star Wars, or May the 4th, or whatever, is they talked a little bit more about that resort that they're building in Walt Disney World that's supposed to be almost like a replica of a Star Wars like freight ship or big like hotel ship. And it's like a completely immersive experience. So the second you set foot into this big hotel, you're supposed to be in like corridors of like a Star Wars spaceship. And there'll be all sorts of different themes. There's like a bar in there. There's restaurants. But, there's like windows everywhere. And the windows are all LCD screens that play like space, to make you think that you're in space right now. And like everything in the room is going to be themed almost like a spaceship. I don't know if like the remotes are going to be like in a different language, or like the books. Who knows?
How funny would it be if like the restaurant menus are all in like some like random Star Wars language and like there is like legit like no translation.
I could see as a gag they put one of those in like a menu. Like if you're seating a table of 4, like one person gets like a fake alien language menu, and then the other 3 people get just English or whatever.
Yeah. I'd be like, what the hell?
It's like what do you want? Do you want the? And then there's like a fake language they could build,
Yeah, like the Huttonese, whatever their language is, like Ugaslaya.
All I'm saying is call me Disney. It'd actually be really cool if they had like a unique transport vehicle where it like makes all the windows like look like space or something like that. It'd be really expensive. I don't know, but let's just say it took you from the resort in this ship to Galaxy's Edge, so you just almost seem like you're in space the whole time. That'd be kind of cool.
I think Disney has enough Mickey dollars to make that happen.
Speaking of them having enough Mickey dollars, you should look at that little trailer I sent you.
Oh, I know. I will.
So with this new expansion, they're trying out some really cool new ideas, and one of the neat things that the Imagineers thought of is they're making a completely functional lightsaber. Granted, I don't know what it means. It's not like a deadly one; it's like a prop, but it's it just comes out of nowhere. I don't know how they do it, but it's kind of neat.
I'm trying to think of how it actually works from looking at this little trailer you sent me. It almost looks like kind of like how the toys are. You know, the actual Star Wars toys is it's like three plastic tubes with one being a smaller the diameter than the other. That's why it extends out when you flick it.
It's pretty cool.
It's probably just like that, only it's much more fine. There's a whole bunch of little things that extend out, whatever. But it glows perfectly to make it look like a lightsaber.
Exactly.
And the more I look at it, the more I want it. So now I know what I'm getting for Christmas this year.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely going to make these things and probably charge a lot of money. But also to your point, looking at it again, I am starting to see a little bit past the magic. And you're absolutely right. If you actually look at this character pretending, or this person pretending to be Rey, at the base of the lightsaber, you can see actually a little clear nub, and then you can actually pause right before she activates it and see it turns blue and kind of raises up. But again, like you were saying, the speed at which it raises up and the brightness make it look like it's an authentic lightsaber, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it has the Collector's Vault seal of approval.
I would like one. You know, who needs to go create your own hilt or whatever that everyone's been doing? I'd rather just get this thing. I mean, I guess that's the next step. Then they'll just put all the created ones. They can make them like this.
To be fair, I'm just gonna go build myself my own beam katana because that actually makes sense scientifically. I'll make Travis
Berry.
Touchdown proud. Yeah.
Chimichanga.
Strawberry chocolate sundae.
I love that game. I miss that game.
I know. What the heck, Corey? Falling behind.
Speaking of Disney and things that aren't video games yet, there was a cool new... I'm going to stop doing that voice. There's a cool new little trailer teaser thing that Marvel put out, I think, the other day, Monday. And it was kind of this really nice little compilation of all the moments that happened, throughout the years of the MCU. And then, after... the movies that have been released, there's a little trailer for Black Widow, there's a little trailer for Shang-Chi, there's a little trailer bits of the Eternals, which I think might have been the first time we saw that, and they pretty much have been putting out the dates with all these movies. So I actually didn't know this, but the new Spider-Man movie, the live action one, is supposed to come out later this year, December 17th 2021. Spider-Man No Way Home. And I believe the theory of what that movie's about is it's almost going to be jumping between realities. So I think they're going to bring back Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man from that universe, and we're going to have two different Spider-Men in a movie.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the case, but that might be one thing that happens. But this looked cool. I'm very excited considering I've been getting back on board the Marvel hype train. This was awesome. It also made me almost shed a tear because it was very epic. The way they had the scenes and the logos. It was a really cool little trailer. I recommend people go watch it.
Neat.
With that being said, though, we're going to move into the video game news. We actually have a decent amount of video game news, which is a good thing. But we're going to skim through a couple of these first stories here, and then we're going to get to our main meat and potatoes, which is mostly PlayStation and Nintendo.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's going to be a hoot. So first things first, we got some generic first-person shooters that I love. Battlefield 6 images allegedly leak ahead of official reveal. Images from Battlefield 6 have allegedly been leaked ahead of the game's official reveal, and they showcase big storms, a rocket ship, helicopters, breaches, and more. I believe there's only 2 pictures up right now. I'm actually going to look at them again, but I looked at these earlier. And like the article says, they're pretty much like nothing pictures. If anything, it's just showing off a little bit of one map or two maps, and there's a little bit of HUD elements from like flying a jet in Battlefield. So we really don't know a lot about this game yet. I assume the reveal is going to be soon. But this looks really cool. I'm a big Battlefield fan, and the last one was okay, but it didn't really click with me or a lot of other players. I don't know why. So I'm really excited to see what they do next. I believe they're going to be returning to modern combat, which I think is a good idea. A crazy theory I have looking at this map that they're showing, it looks huge, and they are like talking about large scale battle. I'm thinking, what if they almost make this like a battle royale, but just add like a regular multiplayer element or something? Like, what if it's like 100 v 100 players or something crazy like that?
That'd be a bit much, but I'm sure that's like what games are going. Like these what are they called? Battle royale games are heading towards. Excuse me.
I think that would be a cool like gimmick, because this map legit looks really big, and it almost looks like there's like these helicopters flying into the map, like every other battle royale where you jump out of them and land on the thing. Or maybe this is just the battle royale for Battlefield 6, because I'm not going to lie, I can't see a world where Battlefield 6 comes out and doesn't have like traditional multiplayer and a battle royale. Huh. Battlefield 5's battle royale was a little weird. I feel like it just didn't have like any personality. Also, there were like vehicles in it, which was really bad. Like, imagine a solo battle royale and you're in like the final ring, and your opponent has a tank or is in a tank. And
that'd be kind of like,
you got like nothing. Maybe like 2 grenades.
Better than nothing. I mean, hey, Solid Snake destroyed a tank with grenades.
Yeah, well,
let's not forget.
Battlefield Man is not as cool as Solid Snake.
True. Accurate.
Like Solid Snake, in my heart, I bet he could like drop kick one of those like Metal Gear Rex things, and he'd probably be okay and win. But Battlefield Man, like, I don't know, you just throw like a rock, not even at like high velocity. I feel like they might get downed.
Just Mayday, mayday, hit the screen with a rock.
Now they can run forever, so they have their ups and their downs. I digress. I'm excited. I'm going to try to run Battlefield 6 on my PC. I mean, my PC's not that old, but who knows if it will work. Remember that sad time when my PC was dead? That sucked.
Yeah, my PC is still dead.
That's sad. I shouldn't laugh at that. Pour one out.
It's okay. I laugh. I cry every time, so.
But yeah, let's continue here with some more generic first-person shooters. Activision confirms Sledgehammer will develop Call of Duty 2021 with next-gen consoles in mind. Along with death and taxes, it seems another certainty in life is an annual major Call of Duty release, and 2021 is no exception. Activision has confirmed that, of course, it is once again making a Call of Duty game for release this year, and has been reported Sledgehammer is back at the helm making it.
Yawn.
This was revealed during Activision Blizzard's Q1 earning call, during which Activision said that the game was both, quote, looking great and, quote, on track for release in the fall this year. It will include a campaign, multiplayer, and co-op play, and will, quote, integrate and enhance existing Call of Duty ecosystem, possibly a reference to the compatibility with Warzone, as has happened with Black Ops Cold War, and critically, it's being built for next-generation experience. Now, see, that's the part that I'm interested about, because whenever they do get to upgrade to these newer consoles, it sometimes can change the game up quite drastically. For example, like, maybe this year's Call of Duty will also have, like, these big team lobbies, and maybe they'll have to adjust the game because of that. I don't know. Just speculating. Also, I feel like Sledgehammer actually does a pretty good job with their Call of Duty, so I think this will be a cool game, especially if the rumors are true that's a World War II themed game. I think that makes sense, especially if Battlefield is going to go modern. You want to diversify yourself a little bit. I mean, it is Call of Duty.
I mean, Call of Duty, I think, I understand people love the modern Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I just feel, but I think Call of Duty it was built upon the whole World War II theme, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Personally, this is something I've said like for a long time. How about a World War I game? Because in all honesty, World War II is just like the infamous war that everyone knows about. I think it's just because it involved the Nazis and Hitler. But like,
Sure.
World War One was a pretty big deal too. So I'm shocked there's no games. I mean, please, to our listeners, correct me if I'm wrong, but are there any big popular war like war video games that take place during the 1910s and World War One? I can't think of any.
Hang on. I'm actually going to send you. I believe I know one game. It's an obscure title. Hang on.
Yeah, because like actually, the war is actually. I love the history of war throughout the world, and I feel like everyone knows about World War II, but like I wonder if does anybody like really know the history behind World War One? Ooh, what is this?
I sent Mike a picture of Battlefield 1, which is accurate. It takes place during World War 1.
Okay,
This actually
cool.
isn't that old. And I'm not going to lie, this is one of my favorite Battlefield games. It was very unique. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun to play. Highly recommend Battlefield 1. Very good.
Neat. Well, thank you, Corey, for enlightening me.
And yeah, it's all set during like those times, like the 1910s or 20s or whatever. There's a lot about like trench warfare and like the gases and stuff like that.
Exactly, that because that's when all that was like introduced. Even tanks, I think like tanks
Yep.
became a thing like around World War One. So like, and even airplanes, like airplanes were invented like 10 years before that. So it's like it's a really big deal,
Yeah. And yeah, that game is honestly really cool. Like all the characters have the really classic armor designs where their helmets almost look like a pancake or something weird like that.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
And like the image, you can see the guy has like this weird like mace club thing, which I think are actual like beating weapons that they used because in trench warfare you would maybe have to be in close quarters combat more than often. And actually in the game Battlefield 1, depending on what kind of melee weapon you take, it will do like different damage and have like quicker or slower swings. It's really cool. I love that game. We have to keep moving on here though. Now we actually have
Do we really?
Yes, unless you want to keep talking. I'll talk about Battlefield 1 the rest of the podcast.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. We can keep talking.
Speaking of game companies you might actually care about, Konami. Remember those guys? You need some more.
They make video games?
You need some more shiny cardboard?
I know I say that all the time, but it's true. Like I do enjoy the shiny cardboard, but I do remember them making games too.
Do they make games? That's a great question because Konami is working on, quote, a number of key projects but won't be attending E3 2021 after all, unfortunately.
Idiots. Why?
I think it's hysterical that the reason they're not coming is because they're working on a number of projects. Let me actually read the official quote that they said. Due to timing, we will not be ready to present at E3 this year. We want to reassure our fans that we are in deep development of a number of key projects, so please stay tuned for some updates in the coming months. While we are not participating this year, we have great respect for the ESA and know that 2021 will be a great success. We will continue to support the ESA and wish the best to all participants at this year's show. So what they got? You think they got a Castlevania? They got Silent Hill?
It's gonna be another Yu-Gi-Oh video game. It's gonna be Legacy of the Duelist 2.
They'll make it like you can collect the monsters as like little toys or something. The iconic Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah. No, they'll give it to where there's like you get like these like super high technology like spheres with very patriotic colors like red and white, maybe blue on the side.
I'm listening.
And then that's how you can actually like capture these creatures, whether they be like all the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, and then they do your bidding after you capture them in these devices.
Right, and I bet you can like walk around and stumble into them, like in the real world.
Yeah. Right. Oh wait, no, that already exists. That's called Monster Rancher. I totally forgot.
Oh yeah, shoot. Oh, Harry Potter. Oh, you're right. You cast spells on the monsters and then you capture them or something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Slytherin, that blue thing.
Yeah, I'm taking some notes down right now. I think I have a really good video game idea.
Yeah, Konami, if you're listening, we got
no. I'm not giving Konami the satisfaction. I'm going to Nintendo saying, guys, I have a great idea. And one of them could be a yellow mouse.
Oh, he's copying from Walt. He drew a mouse.
Yeah, but it wasn't yellow. It was black with circular ears.
I mean, did you see his shoes? They're yellow.
Touche. Touche.
All right, now we have hit the road bump of Sony news. We have a few Sony stories here. First up, Sony patents help system that connects struggling players with, quote, experts. Sony has filed a patent for a system that would allow frustrated gamers to receive support from expert gamers. The patent filed last week.
That's me right here. I'm frustrated. Give me expert help, please.
Oh, I was going to go the other way with this article and say, I'm an expert. Can I get a job for Sony? Call me about
that's also a valid question.
Remake. I'll help you. What's that? You don't know how to win in Fortnite? Well, let me tell you, children.
Neither do I.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I don't necessarily know if that's what people are gonna do. I feel like, just look it up on the internet. Like, I don't understand. I guess Sony's trying to make it more convenient for people because they kind of added those new like little challenges that are in the system that like help you kind of like figure out what to do in games if you get like lost, because every game is an open world game now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think they just think their customers are idiots. All the gamers
that
are idiots.
could be. You are absolutely right. I, Game Bro Corey, am an idiot.
To be fair, I am. I have the paperwork right here. I too am a certified idiot.
Yeah. Guys,
not fun being.
Make sure you go to your local pharmacies and get your patent total idiot diploma. Some call it a registration. It's completely free. You can probably do it at any pharmacy now because the government just said that, it's everyone can get their certified idiot, just go get it. You might need it in the future,
Wise words.
Hey, speaking of Sony, this is hilarious. PlayStation acquires minority interest in Discord following Microsoft's buyout interest. Literally, Sony was like, "Oh, Microsoft, you thinking about buying Discord over there?" Well, bam! Here's an investment.
We bought it first.
I don't even know if that really happened. It might have just been a rumor. But anyways,
yeah, and then Microsoft just like, whatever. All right, have fun with that.
And then Mr. Jim Sony over there was like, "Hey guys, we gotta buy this Discord before they get it. The kids love the Discord."
Yeah. Don't diss me. We're buying the Discord.
But
just imagine the monies.
The developers of this describe it as empowering players to create communities and enjoy shared gaming experiences. It is at the heart of what we do. So we are beyond excited to start the journey with one of the world's most popular communication services. And then I believe they detail it. Sony says it's taken into minority. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Has announced it has made a minority investment in Discord as a way to build a relationship between the popular online. Okay, I don't know. I'm completely missing it. But they kind of described what it would be, and it'd be some sort of like in between of using Discord just pretty much on Sony. Like, I don't think they're going to replace their party system with like Discord or anything crazy like that, but it'll just be like another way to, talk to your friends. I personally
maybe they can make a phone app and then we can talk to our friends that way.
I personally think Discord should just be on everything. If this is just the way they're going to do it, like put it on the Xbox, put it on the Switch. Come on. I mean, I guess Sony bought it from everyone, so they're like, neener. Now you can't have it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's the way the ball monies. I got nothing. Moving on. Sony is apparently... Oh my god, hang on. I opened the wrong story. Sony is apparently requiring Epic to pay for Fortnite crossplay.
No! What do I care?
That is such a dick move. If you want us to play with all those stinky other consoles, you better pay up, Mr. Epic Man.
Mystery.
What is Sony doing? I thought they were so cool and like, hey, we know
No.
gamers love us. Now they got the crown and they're just being these horrible tyrants. Why does it always happen? It happened with the 360. Look at the Xbox One.
I know. They always go, one step forward and 5 steps back. What are you gonna do?
And apparently there's like a ton of features that aren't in the PS5 that were in the PS4. They got rid of themes. Themes are cool.
Don't get rid of the themes.
Anyways,
Aww.
I mean, okay, these stories all link. This isn't technically Sony related. Epic spent over $11 million to offer free games for Epic Games Store. One of the strategies Epic Games uses to get users onto the Epic Games Store is by offering free games every month. Now, thanks to the legal battle between Epic Games and Apple, we have a sense of how much Epic has paid to offer these free games. According to documents released during the trial, Epic Games has shared the price it paid to offer games like Subnautica and the Batman Arkham series for free on the Epic Games Store. All in all, Epic has spent over $11.5 million on games to offer through the Epic Games Store. The most expensive game Epic licensed is the Batman Arkham games, which Epic paid $1.5 million for. A close second is Subnautica, which Epic paid $1.4 million for. According to Epic's internal numbers, Batman and Subnautica brought in $613,912 and $804 and $52,000 new Epic users, respectively.
Interesting.
Yeah, these statistics are pretty nuts. You can see like how much, like they said, Epic paid these different developers to get like exclusive rights or free copies, and then like how many people actually signed up and downloaded it and made accounts. It's kind of nutty. Epic really lost a lot of money, honestly, because they just wanted to grow their, Epic Games Store.
Their library and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it'll pay off in the end, right, guys? We have Fortnite to make us money.
And because of this, there's actually been a lot of like leaks going around Fortnite, like with new skins and content coming in the game, with the documents that got leaked. And one of these things is kind of interesting. This is like gonna bleed into our Nintendo stories here. But Fortnite has plans for Samus the Rock skins, according to internal Epic documents. The Rock is in Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but we're mostly here for the one and only bounty hunter, Samus Aran. Isn't that crazy? They might put Samus in Fortnite at some point.
I suddenly have an urge to play Fortnite.
Oh my god, yeah, I can totally see it. The glider is like a Metroid. I don't know what her mining tool would be. Maybe they'd give her a gun and she'd have some cool animation with that.
She just uses her left hand to dig up some stuff.
And they could totally do like, oh, here's regular Samus, and maybe they could do some different variants for the armor, and they could also be like, here's Zero Suit Samus. Oh, one of the gliders could be Ridley. Oh man,
that sounds amazing.
Actually. I got ideas. Yeah,
Epic. Give Corey a call.
Maybe
idea.
Maybe the back bling is like the Metroid. It's like the backpack thing. I don't really care about the other. Like I said, I wanted to mainly highlight the Nintendo aspect of this because I was actually, since I've gotten into Fortnite, talked to some of my friends and been like, I could totally see like Link in here too. Like if they put the Breath of the Wild Link, they could give him his sword and shield to like mine with stuff. Like I could totally see it. Especially with kind of this narrative they have of almost having these like new gaming icons in there. They got Kratos in there and Master Chief. That's pretty epic. No pun intended. But yes, that would be really cool. I would really dig that. But like I mentioned, we are now going to move into some Nintendo news here at Level With Me. We love Nintendo so much that we like to save all the Nintendo news for the very end. It's like our dessert, essentially.
Oh yes. I wish I could eat it first, but don't spoil dinner.
Don't we all? Don't we all? To start things off here, Nintendo specifically bars Japanese partners from working with the Yakuza. Nintendo has an official clause in its contracts that stipulates any Japanese developers or publishers it works with cannot be tied to the organized crime groups such as the Yakuza. Documents are detailed about the inner workings of the game industry and currently being revealed as part of the ongoing Epic versus Apple trial. Wow, this bled out from that. A highly confidential and heavily redacted Nintendo document has been doing the rounds. As a result, within the document is a section on antisocial forces spotted by Stephen Totillo of Axios Gaming. The document notes that if a content provider is based in Japan, it cannot be a, quote, antisocial force or quote, oh boy, let's try this one, Borikudan, a Japanese term that means violence groups or organized crime groups. Effectively, the document implies a black and white ban on partners working with the Yakuza. And yes, Mike, you nailed it. I thought this was hilarious. I had to include this in the news articles.
I would love it if, like, behind the curtains, there's just Miyamoto as, like, the Don of the Yakuza.
I just picture this, like, epic back tat of, like, Mario fighting Bowser. And, like, Peach is there, and maybe, like, a Toad and Luigi.
Oh, my God. I mean, I'm reminded of that one. It's actually a Nintendo Switch game. Oh, my God. It's totally inspired now by Miyamoto's, like, dark history. It's called Red Steel. It was made by Ubisoft as like a tech demo for the Wii. The game actually was kind of fun, and I remember that. And it was about the Yakuza and everything. And the more I think about it, it's like, man, this is definitely like an autobiography from Miyamoto. It must be.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how he gained his power and level at Nintendo.
Yeah, you think he did it from hard work alone? No, he used his influence in the Yakuza to get there.
Before he joined the Yakuza, they were like, Mario, who's this loser? And threw his papers out the window. Speaking of Shigeru Miyamoto and Mario, Nintendo looking into more animated features beyond Mario. Nintendo is considering delving into animation projects beyond the previously announced Super Mario animated movie. In a recent interview between Fast Company and Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa, the Nintendo bigwig said, animation, in general, is something that we are looking into, and not just the Super Mario franchise. Give me that Zelda movie right now.
I remember the Zelda April Fool's Day trailer. And the more I think about it, it was terrible. But I just remember, like, me in high school, I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" Like, can you imagine if they actually were to do that? Like not even though I think a live action one could potentially work. I think just like a nice animated Zelda movie, man.
Oh, it'd be so.
Because there's actually a story in that movie. That's the whole thing with the Mario movie is like I don't know what the heck it's going to be about. It's probably going to be a super simplified just Mario vs. Bowser, you know. And for the first Mario movie, sure, we'll do that. But like Zelda, you can do so much with Zelda.
If they did Zelda, I feel like they should either do Wind Waker, or what I think would be more fun is go to like the very original Legend of Zelda, like the designs for the NES, like sprites, or not the sprites, but like the hand
cartoons and everything.
Yeah. Like make Link have the like brown and green tunic.
Oh man,
he almost looks more like a kid.
There was a cartoon actually back in the 80s.
Yeah, you're right. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like now the princess will never kiss me.
Yeah, make that. There you go. Great example.
God, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Oh man, he looks like Prince Charming from Shrek.
He does. Wait. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the wrong character. I'm thinking of Peter Pan from Shrek. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's funny too.
No, not Peter Pan. Who was it? Robin Hood. It was Robin Hood from Shrek. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's also good.
Oh, merry men! Oh, Lord.
Speaking of Shrek and giant monsters, Monster Hunter Rise puts character editing behind a paywall again, and fans aren't happy. Say what?
Why, Capcom? Why?
Monster Hunter Rise's latest update locks elements of character editing behind a paywall for the second time in the series history, and many fans aren't happy about it. Yeah, you don't say.
I'm saying, like, oh, no, really?
The new update added new monsters, layered armor, and more, but players noticed one returning feature they were far less happy to see. Character edit vouchers, first introduced in Monster Hunter World, now allow you to almost fully customize your created character again after starting the game, but at a cost. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's $2.99. It's $3 to just recustomize your character, like how the model looks. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
That's horrible. Why don't they just make it like you have to do a quest or something to earn one, or maybe you have to do like
Yeah, you earn.
three quests. Like
Yeah, you can earn in-game vouchers or something. That'd be perfect, you know. One day
Like
they'll learn.
most logical normal games. Like what? It's such a weird thing to do. Like you can only see in like these Japanese studios.
The sad thing is because they know people are going to say, F it, whatever, and they'll do it, you know?
Yeah, because it's
and
so cheap.
They'll make like, you know, a couple $1,000,000 and then be like, all right, that was a nice little free, that was a nice free money.
I hate it. Bad taste in my mouth. Blech. I need some Earl Grey tea to wash it out.
Ugh, I need some crab juice.
Speaking of Earl Grey tea, a golden whey designed for Queen Elizabeth is up for sale.
Stop it.
A golden Nintendo Wii created for the Queen of the UK, Elizabeth II, is currently on eBay.
It's not. This cannot
for the
be
sum
real.
of $300,000. Let's click on the link. Let's see it's real. Look at that, it's real. Look, it comes with big family game.
It's not even. Wait, is that even the real size of a Wii? It looks way too small.
No, that's how big Wii's were. They weren't that
Really?
big. Yeah.
Or maybe that guy just has giant hands.
That is super cool, actually.
Wait, but why? She's gonna be like, "What is this?
No,
is this a CD player?"
That is an accurate Wii. They weren't that big. The remotes even weren't that big. I love the size of the Wii. It was so compact.
Oh, it was. I guess I just have small hands. Oh.
If you think about it, the Wii was easy to transport. I mean, it doesn't have a handle, though.
Oh, remember, even our good old buddy Satoru Wada, he held it in his pouch, in his his blazer. Remember?
And
he's like, "Oh, look what I have in here, guys."
And have you ever seen the Wii Mini that they made like for Canada, like the top?
Oh yeah,
one. That thing's even smaller.
I saw that.
It's like the size of a CD player.
That thing actually was like a legit CD player. It was. I thought those actually were pretty cool, but
I like that. Yeah, I should have bought one. I vividly remember like right when the Wii was heading out, and Targets had so many of those damn things, and I feel like they were only like $100. I was like, I have a Wii U. I don't need a Wii. I mean, technically, there wasn't really a point because I think those models didn't even play GameCube games. I think
those couldn't. I think
they opted for the DVD player, which is cooler. I think that's way more useful. The only GameCube game I'm really going back to is probably like Melee.
To be fair, I do have a lot of GameCube games I would love to replay again.
They're good ones. Billy Hatcher.
Love that vacuum gun. Personally, I actually do like going back and playing the Metroid games on the GameCube, but now that I have the trilogy on my Wii, it's like I'll just play it there.
Before we get off this topic, Mike, I figured I would ask, since you're selling a lot of cards over there, can you buy me the golden Wii?
What, you think cards just translates into money so I can afford the stupid golden Wii?
Come on, that's like how many Charizards? Like 3? Charizards are pretty much the Bitcoin of Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know there's actually Pokemon. A Charizard coin now? There's a Charizard coin now. I'm going to buy it.
Oh, you mean as a cryptocurrency?
As a cryptocurrency, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like those Burger King, like, golden coin, or they were like a card more.
The plate. Yeah, it was like a golden plate card, yeah.
Burger King, why did you have the best Happy Meal or Kid Meal
best toys? Yeah.
Bro, they had like... Toys. They had like these like Star Wars little toys, and they legit had like 100 of them for like every Star Wars character. And somehow my mom got them all. I had all of them, and they got like this stupid big like dome that you could put them all in, and it could say like Yoda, General Grievous, like, you know, it had their names all under them. Don't know what happened to that thing. It's just gone, I bet.
Damn hand-me-downs.
It was cool. There were some cool little toys in there. I digress.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a no. So, you know, if one of our listeners wants to buy me the golden Wii, I will play No More Heroes on there and do the recharge animation.
And before like the actual remote is as heavy as gold, and you're like, I'm getting a good workout from this. Especially when I'm recharging my beam katana.
What game? I know, like in Honor of the Queen, I have to play that game first. And maybe some Wii bowling or something.
Yeah, maybe a little Metroid. Yeah.
last but not least, this is a very strange one. Terry Crews, the famous, demanding the localization of Mother 3 is your Friday mood. That's what the IGN article says. I don't really get that because I'm old. But yeah, randomly Terry Crews just tweeted in all caps, localize Mother 3. Like, what? What?
He probably doesn't know what it is.
I agree.
I bet his daughter's like, "Hey, Dad, can you just do this for the heck of it?"
You nailed
yeah, sure,
it.
honey. And then...
What if he's actually a big fan? Like, he's like, I main Lucas in Super Smash Brothers.
I love your Terry Crews impersonation, by the way.
He has like a whole like room. Okay, well, I'm honestly afraid of getting too into Terry Crews because I'm again afraid I'm gonna get double canceled now. I don't know if you can do like, you know.
Nah, he's harmless. Don't worry.
I love Terry Crews. He's great.
I love him in all those Adam Sandler movies.
I always just think of the white chicks when he's like jamming to the and I could fall into the sky. Like, he loves it.
And I need you.
Oh, it's a great scene. Go look that up, guys.
Yeah, his shoulders are just like going into the music. Oh my god, it's so funny.
That's a great film.
But yes, I agree. Localized Mother 3.
Sure.
I'm not gonna say. Well, wait. Did you play any of the Earthbound games?
No.
I think you're definitely missing out. I will say, I think we might have mentioned this before on the podcast, but Mother 3 is a phenomenal RPG. I'm just saying this right now. I played the fan made translation, and the game is incredible. It actually has a really good story. Like, I'm just saying that right now. The story is actually pretty good, and I love the final villain. It's very well done.
Earthbound gets pretty weird. Like I said, I never played
Earthbound 1. Yeah, Earthbound with Ness, like Mother 2. Earthbound is a very, very strange game. It's basically I think it was designed as a parody of US culture.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was designed to be. And this one is also based, but this game with Mother 3 actually has like a real story and morals. So that's why I actually like the game a lot.
I'm just thinking about the horrifying final boss of Earthbound. That's like the wall.
Oh, Gygas? Yeah, he's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, but that's why I like in Mother 3, like, there is like an actual like legit final villain. It's not just like, here you're fighting like the devil itself or like evil incarnate. It's like, no, you're fighting just a villain, and it's pretty good. I think you'll definitely. I'm saying right now, Corey, you don't really have to play any of the previous games to play Mother 3.
Right.
So if you want to, I would highly recommend you give it a shot.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Yeah, done ranting, but
I always have like a fever dream. I think it would be like really awesome if Nintendo just like remade like Earthbound, technically Mother 2, and they like, I don't know, made it almost look like some sort of like claymation or like cartoony, like hyper realistic or 3D. I don't know. I think it could look cool though, like remake it. Almost kind of like what Link's Awakening looked like a little bit.
I'd be down for that.
And maybe they could add more stuff to it, because people, like, I feel like there's a lot of characters that people just know from Smash, or Ness and Lucas being one of them. Like, people don't really. I think you can play Earthbound on that like SNES emulator on the Wii or Switch, excuse me, but no one's really doing that.
No, but you should.
Yeah. PK.
Anywho.
PK Fire, PK Fire, PK Fire, PK Fire, PK Fire.
Oh, I love that Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
That's it for the news.
Remember that.
We're now moving on to the weeks. What did you play, Mike? What did you watch, Mike? Tell them.
Well, you're starting to scare me there, Corey. What's with the attitude, bro?
I got this Super Soaker. It's fully loaded.
Oh my gosh, don't point it my way. I'll tell you anything, just don't shoot me.
I got the coldest water in here.
No, don't shoot me. I'll tell you anything.
Straight from the hose.
Oh god, it's the worst kind of water. It's full of bugs and grass.
It's full of lead, so it'll be heavy.
Oh, that too, yeah. Just little bits of metal hit my face. Ah!
No, now I'm getting
I'm getting lead poisoning.
Tetanus.
Anywho. So, you want to hear what I've been watching and playing this week?
Please.
Please tell me. So,
provide podcast
material. Anyway, so yeah, this week, the only real big thing I did watch is, one thing I do want to watch that is now available.
Teletubbies.
Yay!
That's what you watched, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's so random. Something that just came out and I do want to watch is the Star Wars new show, The Bad Batch, which is another Clone Wars series show. I'm pretty pumped for that. I haven't watched it yet, but that's like on my to-do list right now. However, what I did watch was the final episode of season 1 for the show Invincible, and man, this show delivered. It definitely just I'm now hooked, and I can't wait for season 2. Not sure when it's going to come out, and probably not until next year. But man,
they renewed it for 2 more seasons.
I'm so happy. It's going to be a while though. Most likely. But I will say again, I'm not trying to spoil the show because it is that good. That it's just a great dark, like action superhero show, And there's definitely some times where you can't take it too seriously. Like in this show, you can have just any like random monster attack a town. I think dragons even are real. Like the universe that Invincible takes place in is pretty funny. It's actually it's funny, but it's cool because it just has great characters, like the superheroes, the supervillains, the character Mark and his and Invincible, the character that the show revolves around. Uh-huh. It's great. It's just awesome. And again, not to spoil anything, but the show definitely leaves you on a cliffhanger, and you know what's coming in for season 2, but you're not sure how crazy it's going to be. And one of my favorite things that this final episode did is that it created one of the funnier memes I've seen in a very long time, and I put it up on our Instagram. So some people might not get what the meme is. I mean, you might get the joke that I make, but the actual template for the meme is kind of a spoiler, but it is really funny. Where Omni-Man is yelling at his son Mark, saying "Think, Mark," and then usually people just put a really bizarre quote. It give you something like kind of like oxymorons, and it's really funny. It's really, really funny.
I mean, I haven't seen the show, and I agree. They've been making me laugh.
Yeah, one of them was you can't park in a parkway and you can't drive in a driveway. Think, Mark, think. And I just started laughing. I love them so much. One of my favorites, and this goes out to all the Yu-Gi-Oh fans, because this one I saw, it actually made me laugh out loud. It was that funny. So, Corey, do you know the card in Yu-Gi-Oh called Pot of Desires?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically for anybody who knows Yu-Gi-Oh in the slightest, it was basically a modernized version of the card Pot of Greed. It just lets you draw 2 cards. This one obviously is a card that you draw 2 cards, but then you have to remove the top 10 cards of your deck. And there's been constant debate in the Yu-Gi-Oh community about oh well, the card's terrible, you lose 10 cards, and it's yeah, but no, you gain 2 cards, it's good, that's like a meme in and of itself. And somebody made a Pot of Desires meme with that Invincible meme template, and it was think, Mark, think. You enter desires and you lose the top 10 cards of your deck. What do you have? And in the actual next slot is actually the scene from the show where Omni-Man's supposed to say what will you have, Mark, after everything, basically the whole point is he says, what will you have, Mark, what will you have? And then Mark, and is all beat up, says, you, Dad, I still have you. So that's what they take it from. It only makes sense if you saw the episode. It's the only spoiler I'm giving you, people. But then the joke was, he's think, Mark, think. What do you have if you after desires? You lose the top 10 cards of your deck. What do you have after that? And then he goes, 2, Dad. I still have 2.
That's good.
And it's a tear in his eye, and I just started cracking up. It just works so well. I'm laughing now, and it's one of the stupidest memes I've ever seen, but it made me laugh so loud. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Invincible, great show. You guys gotta watch it.
How many episodes is in total?
There's 8. So, relatively short. Half an hour episodes. I think they're half an hour. Yeah, half an hour episodes, maybe 45 minutes. And, yeah, it's definitely a good watch.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
and then
really
when I've
want to
been
get into it. I've been hearing a bunch of friends also
yeah, I
watching
highly
it.
recommend it. I think it's right up your alley, Corey.
Nice.
Yeah. And then unfortunately that's all I really watched, like as far as like, this week. And playing, I didn't play anything new this week, unfortunately. I was kind of again, it's just been a very busy week. Adulting is what it is. However, I did finally get back to playing more Doom, Doom Eternal, and I still haven't beat the game. I swear, it seems like every time I get to this a new level, I think this has to be the last level, and nope. But I'm pretty sure, because now I'm at the point where the game is like, if you go to this last level, there's no turning back. So I'm pretty sure this is the final level. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. But I have to admit, like, I kind of forgot. It's been so long since I played the game. I kind of had to like get used to the controls again. And oh my gosh, this maybe it's because I was a little bit rusty, but this last level I played, I can't tell you how many times I died. Now I'm playing on like one of like the medium difficulties, but man, I honestly just forgot how fun this game is. Like I was kind of mad at myself for not playing this game. Within like it's been like weeks since I played it, and then when I picked it back up again, I was like, oh my god, I just needed one. It's just one of those great shooter games, like where you pick it up, you turn your brain off, and you just shoot and kill monsters and demons and everything. And man, I honestly like. I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I had a blast picking this game up again. Like the last level I played was so tough, but man, it was fun just trying to figure out how to like just basically you kind of just gotta avoid like. Well, one thing I realized that I never noticed before is there's a lot of like kind of like cheap shots where like if you get hit by hit by an enemy, they knock you into another enemy, and then they hit you, and they kind of like juggle you. I hate that so much.
Ooh,
And
yeah, that sounds annoying.
Yeah, and there's some moments in this game where like I'm getting like the arena, like the game kind of like locks you in certain rooms where it's like, okay, kill all the demons before you can advance. And there's been times where I'm like stuck in these little corners, and I'm like, I really can't get out of this corner, because as they damage you, you kind of just get like knocked back into another enemy, and it got pretty annoying. But just trial and error, I learned how to just avoid those corners and avoid any of like the pits where they kind of like trap you. And I really had a good time like utilizing like just like because you have all your weapons right now, which is pretty cool. And it's fun. Just again, the game was just a blast. Like going through all of my weapons again, and doing grenades and doing the BFG, and it was great. Oh, and here's something that was really cool. Apparently, in the game, I basically have like my master sword in a way. I crafted something. Well, crafted as in like in the game, you earn a new weapon, which I've never heard of before. I guess it might be new to this game, and it's called the Crucible. It basically is a demon hunting like sword, and the sword only has 3 swipes, so you have to like. And there are recharge pickups, but they're pretty scarce apparently. And it was cool because once you got it, it threw you into like again a pit full of demons, and it's like, here, well, test out this weapon. And there's plenty of recharges and everything. And at first I'm like, well, I'm still using my guns, killing zombies or killing the demons. And I said, well, here, let me try this Crucible out, because there's clearly plenty of places to recharge. And this thing is a one-hit kill on anything,
Nice.
even the big demons. It's a one-hit kill. So when I used it on one of the small little like grunt demons, I was kind of mad. So, but then when I did but it's cool when you're doing the big ones, like. It reminds me of Halo when you grab the energy sword and you just like run over and just kill, and it's like a one-hit kill on anything. That's kind of how this thing feels. But you see these demons get cut in half and their bodies just split in half. It's pretty insane.
That's so cool.
I know, I loved it. And even like because it's funny that when I was starting here again, there were a lot of big demons, but they even threw in. I think I might have mentioned this guy before. It's called like the Slayer Hunter or whatever, which is just like this giant like mechanical demon that like at one point was a mini boss. Now the game just throws them at you like they're nothing, which is kind of crazy. And I was like, oh my god, does it even work on these guys? And I tried it. Yep, it cut them right in half, one hit kill.
That's
unbelievable.
Amazing.
I know. And then I was mad because if there's one like mini boss like enemy that really gets on my nerves, or it's the Marauders, and they basically look like Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. And these guys are like super difficult to kill because they have like an impenetrable shield, and they just you basically have to counter them with a shotgun shot.
Oh wow!
It's very fun and satisfying to kill these guys because again they are like a mini boss. And if they ever had 2 fight you at once, I think it'd be almost like impossible to win.
Gotcha.
But
Wow. Okay.
I didn't get a chance though to use the Crucible on them. I wanted to see if it worked. That'd be so cool. But anyway,
I just love any like first person sword. I always think that's cool.
yeah, it's not even like that. Like, it's not even all that satisfying. Like, it's just you kind of just walk around and it looks like you're just holding the big cleaver. But then when you kill the guy, there's a nice little and like it's a very quick animation
It's like
of you
a
just swinging the
chainsaw
sword.
guy or something.
Yeah, and it just go. It just goes like yoink, like you kind of just like uppercut. Then with the sword, you cut right in half, or horizontal. It's pretty fun. I'm definitely enjoying it.
You could say that he cuts them like he's doing an up smash. Would
Maybe.
love Doomslayer and Smash. That'd be so cool.
That'd be his up. Oh my gosh, his final smash is the Crucible. Perfect. Now it'll probably be the BFG, but regardless, it's kind of cool.
Sakurai.
Hope you're listening, Sakurai.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, so maybe the next time we talk about this, I'll finally beat the game. But yeah, again, like I said, I picked the game up again and very happy with it. It's just a great shoot 'em up game. Good times.
Cool.
Yeah.
Glad to hear you're enjoying it.
Well, thank you, Corey. Now, how about you? What did you watch and play this week?
Okay, so first things first, I got to shout out this little animated thing that I found. I saw a lot of people were tweeting about it on Twitter, obviously, and I was seeing these characters. I'm like, I kind of love like what's going on here. I had to check this thing out. So this is a short that's animated on YouTube. It's called Captain Yajima, and the creator is Worthy Kids. And I actually sent it to you, Mike, if you kind of want to just like look at it. But it's like
I'm doing it right now, actually.
It's a 8-minute claymation animated show, and it's kind of done like a very old school style anime, like an anime made in like the 70s or the 80s. And it has like all the effects that you'd want from a show at that time, and the like sounds and the filters on, and it's like a subbed show, so like it's Japanese voice actors with subtitles. And it follows these two characters, Captain Yajima, and I believe the other character is Professor Genius, who is like this big blue, almost like a Jabba type character. Like he's a big worm alien guy, and then he's also got like 3 arms on each side. And he's like a really nice guy, and he's also Professor Genius, so he's very smart. But it's great. It's just a little animated thing. I think this is almost like a teaser or like a concept or something, because it's just very short, but it's really well done.
I was gonna say, like, I'm actually really shocked by this. I'm getting some big like claymation vibes from like the Rudolph days.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm really reminded of. But and then I'm also, it's funny because some of the character artwork reminds me of like Dragon Ball Z artwork.
Yep.
Like Akira Toriyama. Like I mean, this one guy, you said Captain, the genius guy, whatever. He looks almost like a. For the DBZ fans out there, he kind of I'm getting some King Kai vibes from him a little bit.
I can see that. Yep. Yeah, the designs are great. It's also like kind of, it's like not too serious. It's like kind of funny, serious. There's a good like the first like 2 minutes is like they find this like astronaut, and the astronaut's like, oh, I've been here for 100 years, and Professor Genius uses this like little carbon dater, and he's like, he's been here for 10 minutes. It's
Sorry, I'm laughing.
It's entertaining. Go watch it.
Sorry, I had to like pause for a second. I was actually watching a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
It's interesting, yeah. Next up, I also wanted to shout out that I started this new anime. Me and Megan started watching it. It's called The Way of the House Husband. This is essentially a show about a former Yakuza leader who wants to give up his Yakuza life and just become a house husband.
Miyamoto.
But yeah, basically each episode, it's interesting how they do it. This anime I would have to describe as like they literally just took the manga and almost like made it like page for page. Like each episode has like basically a few chapters in it, like 4 to 5, and like each little parts of these chapters are probably only like a minute, 2 minutes long. And honestly, like it's not even really animated that much. Like literally just their mouths move, but most of the scenes are like the panels like kind of just colored and moving slightly or maybe like one character, one object will be moving in or out of frame, or like closer from the screen or away from it. It's weird how like not that animated this anime is, and it kind of almost makes me think it's like cheaply animated. But I don't know. It's almost like they like took manga like literally and just kind of like colored it in and then animated like the talking and some of the actions.
Interesting.
And because I think that way, like I almost do think like I don't know if it's necessarily the best anime. I will say the context, like the actual story is funny and the characters, like that's all good, but yeah, the animation like makes me scratch my head. I'm like, I don't know if this is like actually that good or not. And then I also watched, continuing with my MCU, like going over all the movies, I watched The Incredible Hulk starring Edward Norton for the first time.
For the first time? Oh wow!
Yeah.
I'll say this. I think it's actually one of the better Hulk movies.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I came in with low expectations, but I liked everything that was going on there. I think Edward Norton did a good job as Professor Banner. And you know, like the little story they told there with like the military group like hunting him down, and then like what kind of happens with that dude who becomes Abomination. It was good. I overall like really enjoyed it. And it is an odd movie because first of all, I don't think it's on Disney Plus. I think you have to find it elsewhere, which is weird because it kind of is involved with the MCU. Granted, Hulk is Edward Norton is replaced with Mark Ruffalo, but I'm pretty sure that movie is kind of like what happens to that hero character.
I want to say that it was supposed to be a continuation of the movie with Eric Bana. He played Bruce Banner before, like you know the I forget when that movie came out, the first Hulk movie. But yeah, I think like after this, they kind of just like dropped it, and then when Mark Ruffalo became the Hulk, then that was just like now it's the Marvel MCU. Like at least that's my interpretation. So like it seems like the first two Hulk movies are kind of like standalone movies. I could be wrong.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
But regardless, I like this. And again, it was fun at the end of the movie when, you know, like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark comes in like, hey, what's up?
Oh, no, wait, he does do that. Oh, never mind. I'm lying then. You're right. He is he is the end.
He's like, yeah, the little bonus scene.
That's right. Oh, then I guess Edward Norton just got the boot. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I read that like Disney just replaced him because I forget. I think I'm not sure what happened. I think Disney might have just like been like, yeah, we're going with Mark Ruffalo. Sorry, like actually,
we don't like you.
I don't understand why. I thought he did a good job, but
we saw you curb stomp that guy. We don't like that stuff.
Wow. But that was the Hulk. He can't control the.
American History X, good movie.
Dark
movie, very dark movie, but yeah.
Last but not least, I watched this random horror movie that my girlfriend wanted to watch called 13 Ghosts. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, that was a old school movie from like the late 90s or early 2000s, I think.
2001.
2001, yeah. I think it doesn't have like a Catherine Zeta-Jones in it, I think. And like Owen Wilson.
You're right.
Yeah.
No, not Owen Wilson. It's oh man, what's his name? It's the dude who played Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies, the live-action Scooby-Doo movies.
Matthew Lillard?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, so basically the gist of the story is there's like an evil dude who's like capturing ghosts, and Matthew Lillard's character is almost like the bait to capture the ghosts. And this like family, they suffered like from a major fire, and like the husband lost the wife, and now he's like a single parent of like his daughter and his like son. And they get an offer for this like big free house, but the house is actually made up of like all the cages of the ghosts. So at one point, like they all get free in the house and pretty much end up like trying to murder the family. And I mean,
okay, I did not see this movie. I'm sorry. I just looked it up. This is a movie I did not. I'm not sure what movie I'm thinking of. This one I have not seen.
Okay.
So.
But
by all means, please explain. I'm not saying don't spoil it. I'm just saying like I was mistaken.
Oh no, it's all good. I don't think I would spoil it anyways. I don't think there's anything really notable to say. I was just gonna say that my girlfriend really wanted to watch this because she watched it when she was younger, and she's like, some of the ghosts really like freaked me out, and I'm like, all right, well, let's watch it. We'll see how it is. If I think it's scary, because it was late at night, I'm like, well, we can watch something else. It's no big deal.
I
But
will say that the actual the cover poster is actually kind of terrifying. I remember that's kind of being scary, like how it's like a face screaming, but it's all pictures of people or like monsters.
yeah,
Kind of eerie. Ugh.
it's creepy. And I will say that like I personally didn't think the movie was actually a very scary movie. The scariest part about the movie was like the designs of the ghosts, which I guess I could describe best as like slightly scarier actors from like a Field of Screams or one of those like Halloween like walkthrough things that come around. You know, like a very realistic haunted house where there's like actors and outfits and stuff like that. I would say that these ghosts were like slightly scarier than a typical one of those.
That's good.
They were all like there was like a book and there was like 15 different ghosts, or technically no, there was 13. I'm stupid. And they
how many were there?
The like main villain, he like pretty much wanted to like if you capture all 13 of them, it like opens a portal to hell or something, and he wanted to like get the powers of hell or I don't know, something like that. It was a fine movie. I just wasn't ultimately it wasn't that scary to me. Like I said, some of the ghosts were just their like designs were creepy, and like probably the best part because it was all like practical effects too, like it was just makeup and stuff like that.
I do prefer that when it comes to horror movies. It just makes it seem like more authentic and more real.
There was this one ghost that I'm having stuck in my head, and it might have something to do with the fact that it was a lady and she was naked.
Ooh.
Yeah. Horror movies, they always got to have some sort of sexual thing going on in them.
There's gotta be some boobs somewhere.
Yeah. But she was like all cut up, and then she like goes in the bathroom, and the bathtub's
Oh, that's
full of
kinda weird.
blood.
Oh, well, that's kind of weird though.
And then like the daughter starts like washing her face and almost like touches the blood. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Like I was kind of into it. I'm like, all right, keep going. Wash that blood.
And how did Megan feel about that?
She was liking it too.
Oh man! Then you guys found your the kinky movie you guys can watch.
Halloween. This is Halloween.
Oh my god!
That's all for movies, though. That movie, 13 Ghosts, is okay. That's my review. It's okay. As for games I've been playing, like I mentioned up front, I played a little bit of Catan. I pretty much described my whole experience with that. Catan's a lot of fun. Every time I play like a good tabletop game, I just always go on Amazon and I like add a bunch of tabletop games to my wish list. I'm like, one day when I actually have more room, I'll get a bunch of tabletop games. But then I also did that Magic the Gathering draft. I mean, I don't have too much to say about this other than I wrecked everyone. I almost went undefeated. I lost to the one and only Repertoire 2. But I did go 2-0 to get to him. So, you know. Your boy Rocket.
Does Tom play Magic? Or I said his name. Edit that part out. Edit it out.
Yes, Repertoire 2 dabbles in Magic for like these drafts, I think. But I don't think he actually like plays. Like, I mean, I don't really play either, but I was considering after playing this, like, going and buying like a basic deck or two. I'm not going to lie.
Deck. I hear that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I downloaded the Magic Arena, which is like their online free-to-play game, kind of like their Hearthstone type of thing.
Yeah.
I might look into that.
Good things about it.
Yeah, me too. But I had a lot of fun doing this. Like I said, I played Magic like a few years ago because that was kind of what my high school group of friends were more into. Like I had Repertoire 2 and some of my other friends, like you, Mike, who were into Yu-Gi-Oh, which I preferred. But then they were all like more into Magic. So I kind of was into Magic a little bit with them, but it was not ever like super competitive or like really diving into the game. It was like, oh, I just want to have like a little deck and like be able to play with them when they play Magic. Because they also weren't like too competitive at it. They played it more like casually for fun.
Nice.
And I actually do have some of my Magic cards. I gotta find them. I have like one Yu-Gi-Oh tin full of them. But I had fun. I made a Swamp Mountains deck. Oh, did you drop something, Mike?
No, I'm sorry. It's my chair. If I lean back, it makes sounds. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I should probably readjust, get in a better posture, anyways. But yeah, red-black deck. Funny enough, I ended up getting some decent pulls. I got some decent rares. The one dude I like, he was a 3/2/2 that gave all my other creatures +1. And then whenever a creature would die, he'd deal 1 damage to the enemy.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was fun. And I ended up like, we built 40-card decks, and somehow I ended up drawing that card a lot, and I only had 1 of him. I did not cheat. I don't know how. I just got really lucky.
Stacking your deck, man. Just like in the Yu-Gi-Oh days.
And I will say...
Always had that Max C.
I never stacked my deck. That kind of stuff really infuriates me. Like, I don't get why people would cheat at Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, had a lot of fun with this. I usually always thought like Magic is like just too slow because you always are very reliant on your lands. But like actually getting into it, especially in a draft format where like everyone's on even playing grounds because you're basically building a deck out of whatever you get. So it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, drafts are pretty fun. I enjoy them.
I didn't end up winning anything because we didn't really have prizes. We were just kind of doing it for fun. And I literally just left my cards at Rebatwa 2's place because I'm like, we'll come back and do a draft, and then I'll have like this deck if I ever want to use it again and just mess around with it. But that was my TCG moment of the year. Who knows if we'll be back into that. But this podcast, #1 video game podcast in the world, we got to talk about some video games. Of course, me and Megan played some more of their Clubhouse games. It's so much fun. It's just our good go-to, like relax, don't have to really try too hard. Even though, surprisingly, a lot of those games have some crazy depth. In the toy baseball game, you can actually like curve the ball and throw it at like different speeds depending on like how much you flick the little Joy-Con nub. There's kind of a lot going on there, surprisingly enough. And then like, the golf mode in that I feel like is just a perfect, simple little golf game. I wish it was more like Wii Golf where you can actually like kind of be on the green. It was more of like an overhead thing, kind of like the original NES Golf, but it's still fun. And also there's a fun like puzzle game in there. I forget what it's called. I think it's called like Knockout or something. But it's basically like you match like these colored orbs in like 6 or more and they disappear. And then you can also make like different shapes and they drop like different things against your opponent, like more orbs and stuff like that. It's basically like a Tetris versus type thing. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I also played some more of their Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh man, I saw on the Twitch you're playing some.
Yeah, and I feel a little like indifferent about that game. Like at first when I went back to that game, I was not really enjoying it too much. I think it was just mainly due that I haven't played in a while, and there are just people who constantly play it over and over and over. So it's just like the warm up games kind of going poorly. But by the end of it, I was like coming around on it. But I don't know, like I do want to keep playing Ultimate, but I also am starting to think like maybe I'm gonna start using my weekend days for more of a variety game, because that way I could end up like having more interesting games to talk about on the podcast rather than just coming in like being like, hey, I played a bunch of Fortnite and Smash. I don't have much else to add. So maybe I'll start doing like more variety stuff on the weekend. I don't know. But I also had fun with that, and I think like I would like to keep playing Smash because it's one of the games I'm actually really good at. And then of course I played some more of their Fortnite. I'm really getting into the challenges on the Battle Pass. I really want to max out that Battle Pass. I believe there's like a month left on the Battle Pass. It's like sometime in June. But yeah, it's been fun. Just like grinding out the quests. And then also just playing the actual like Battle Royale moment to moment. They added some like dude from like European like soccer. I think his name is like Neymar or something. So that was weird. And then he has like a emote that transforms him into this like Black Panther like character. I don't know what's going on there. It's kind of weird. Funny enough with Fortnite, my buddy was telling me how there was going to be like an update this morning, and like they usually don't have like 9 a.m. updates. It's like unique. So we were speculating like what it might be, and he was saying how there's like a new comic where like Batman and Fortnite are like crossing over, and I guess that gets like unique skins. So he was saying it could be that, or like Deathstroke has been being teased, Or we were thinking, oh, well, it's May the 4th. Maybe they'll add some sort of like Star Wars skin, for this day, or like they'll return some of the Star Wars skins back to the game because they've had those in the past. But it ended up being like this very generic, stupid, jacked, shirtless or sleeveless, like aquatic diver guy, like a scuba diver. And it was like just like nothing. It was like so anticlimactic. Like, really? This was the whole update? Like, we were expecting like something big. And I was like, well, thank God I was not like super invested into this. I'm sure a lot more people are like, wow, this is like he said, like this would have been a good April Fool's prank because it was so like mistimed. I'm also starting to get like better at Fortnite. Oh, and they also just recently unvaulted 2 weapons. They added a new shotgun. Well, it's just a returning shotgun called the Tactical Shotgun. It's like a semi-auto, slightly more accurate shotgun than the.
Does unvaulted mean like it was banned and now it's available again?
Pretty much. Like they took it off the map and now they re-implemented it into the like a weapon and item pool.
I see.
So yeah, they got that, which is actually really good and a lot of fun to use. And then they also unvaulted the infantry rifle, which is essentially like a semi-automatic rifle, kind of think of like the DMR from Halo, something like that, almost like a M14 or something. And I like that. I like that thing a lot because with the most recent update to Fortnite, they actually took out snipers completely, and they just have bows and arrows in there as like your long-range weaponry. And I think it's cool that they added this thing back into the game because, like I said, it's like a DMR, so you get like that mid to long range with it, and it's pretty good. I like it. I've also just been getting better at like crafting and editing. I would say like those are the main things that I'm still the weakest on, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm really just overall really enjoying it. Oh, they also added a really cool skin for like, they have like this, I think we talked about it on the podcast, but they have like a monthly subscription thing that you can sign up for, which I did. And you get skins and V-Bucks every month, and you get the battle pass when you're signed up for it. And the new skin that they added for it is like this, like, it's kind of a generic looking dude with like a black hoodie and like just like jeans or something. But he has like this really cool like red skull like helmet. And his like mining tool is like this axe that's like this red claws like holding the axe pieces in the middle to the hilt. It's really neat looking. I don't know. I like it. But last but not least, I also just want to let everyone know that I did purchase new Pokemon Snap. I have just not played it yet. I was on the fence about this, but then on Friday when it released, me and Megan actually watched a stream of a dude just starting out playing it. And we got about like 10 to 15 minutes in, and Megan was like sold. She's like, this looks like so much fun. Like, we should play this together. And I'm like, all right. So I ended up buying it the other day. It's still in its plastic. I haven't touched it yet. We're going to, I guess, like play it together, which I'm perfectly okay with. But it looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to jump into that. And like I mentioned before, I also got the Magic Arena, so maybe I'll be hitting that up. But, I remember about a month ago when I downloaded this Yu-Gi-Oh! Dev Pro or YGO Pro thing, and I haven't touched it once. So, that could just be that. Teehee. With that being said, that was my week. Are we going to move on to the question of the week, Mike?
Oh, of course. And this one was a doozy. So, we asked, sorry, I'm bringing it up right now. We asked this week, and this is a question we've talked about constantly on the show, but I thought it was imperative to get your feedback, people. And no, it's not a Star Wars question. I know I probably should have done one because of Star Wars Day, but no, this question had to be done today. What is the best kind of pizza?
Ooh.
And of course, anybody can give their answers, whether it be like a direct message. But we had a nice little, I gave you guys 4 options. And the options were A, pineapple.
Okay.
B, meatball.
Oh.
C, anchovies. Or D, Richard Nixon.
What?
The best kind of pizza. What, you never had before?
I can't say I have. No, I don't think so.
No, you missed it now. Anyway, and we had actually we had 8 people respond. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry. We had 6. So I can't count.
Oh, golly gee, that's a lot.
I know. We had 6 responses, and so we had we had 1 vote for pineapple. That was by Boone Swag. Is that your sister? I think.
That'd be my sister, correct?
Oh well, she likes pineapple pizza. There you go.
Shout out Spoon Swag.
Yeah, thank you for answering. Meatball Pizza got 2 votes by Causeway Ben and our good old buddy Owen Reese.
A
I'm not surprised he didn't, because he's the smart one, along with Causeway Ben.
Causeway Ben, is that what you said?
Yeah, Causeway. I'll don't worry, guys. We'll have all you guys linked down below as a thank you for contributing to the question of the week. Yeah, Causeway Ben.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, and we had 1 vote for anchovies. That was from Boo 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 Day Back In. He's also a recurring fan of ours. So thank you for your vote on anchovies, the smelly, hairy fish topping for pizza.
I never had anchovies on pizza. I could see it.
And finally,
good.
we had. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't knock it till you try it, you know. And finally, we got 2 votes for Richard Nixon, which I did leave as the correct answer as like a joke. And that was from we got 2 votes, one from Death One Collector again, and from our buddy Ethan, Dr. E, Purple Lightning Derp. So they voted for Richard Nixon pizza. Smart choice. Smart choice.
I still, what is that? Like pieces of the president, or is that like some sort of weird combination, like Richard Nixon's favorite pizza? It's like olives and pineapple
it's like after you take a bite of it, you just start making you sort of sound like him, like raw.
What did you put in this pizza?
Yeah, I didn't do that. Watergate.
Someone get me some water. This pizza, my mouth.
Okay. Basically, you take a bite and your head turns in. Like a glass jar forms around your head, just like Richard Nixon in
I'm gonna
Futurama.
be big in the 2000s with this animated show called Futurama. I'll put me in a Call of Duty game.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for.
I like buffalo chicken. What's wrong with you guys? You know,
anybody can answer with anything they wanted to, but people
a
chose
good mushroom
to answer
pizza, pepperoni,
plain
extra cheese.
Meatball. Oh no, we did meatball.
oh yeah, meatball, right?
Yeah.
Breakfast pizza, scrambled eggs.
I do actually enjoy a good scrambled eggs pizza.
Oh my!
Scrambled eggs and bacon on a pizza. It actually is really good.
You know where I had that for the first time? My 1 year of college. They had breakfast pizza, and God bless them. That was, my goodness. That was always my go-to if it looked fresh. You just had to make sure the eggs weren't like on sitting there for too long, because then they start
not all runny and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I had some good like food abominations in college. Another popular breakfast item was the pancake sandwich, which was pancake.
That just sounds amazing.
Pancake, scrambled egg. Actually, no, I think we did a fried egg, or like over easy on the grill. Sausage patty, cheese, pancake. And then, of course, you just pour like a bunch of maple syrup over that and enjoy.
Perfect.
He's speechless, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry.
His mouth is watering from
exactly. I had to get a napkin to wipe my mouth of all the drool because I was so happy. My mouth was watering. Anyway, but thank you, Day Back In, Death One Collector, Causeway Ben, Owen Reese, Boone Swag, and Purple Lightning Derp for answering our question of the week. We appreciate it.
Now, the real question is, do you prefer a round, thin crust? Do you prefer a thick, like French crust? Do you prefer that like square Sicilian? Or do you prefer a nice stuffed crust? You could have cheese, you could have ranch, you could have chipotle sauce,
I'm a basic B word. I just like my New York style pizza.
Basic boomer.
Yeah, I'm old.
He doesn't get it, kids.
What? Wait, what's the Facebook?
What's a TikTok? Is that like those little mints shaped like a football?
Is it a clock? Those kind of that wake me up in the morning? I already have one of those. It's on my flip phone. It's on my Sidekick.
Oh yeah, my pager.
Yeah, yeah.
Fax me that. I'll fax everyone the podcast right now. Just send me your fax number.
Corey, is the podcast pager friendly? I'm not getting a sig on my beeper.
It's gonna take quite a few floppies, guys, to fill the podcast. Sorry.
Here, 1 second. I need to go find a new slab of stone to carve my notes into.
Okay.
Oh, and my chisel just broke. Darn it.
Real story right now. The other day, I was at Target just grabbing a few things, and on my way out, walking to my car, I saw a man carrying a case of CDs, like blank CDs, and I'm like, in 2021, what? Who's buying CDs?
I'll tell you, he's buying CDs. A cool cat. He's gonna go make his girl some mixed CDs.
I think I got like 50 blank CDs in my closet, and I don't even have a CD drive on my PC. What am I supposed to do with them?
What is wrong with you? How are you supposed to download all your video games now on your computer?
It's a cloud, brah. Just beams them in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Boop, 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 boop.
Like Star Trek.
And then I downloaded Warzone. Boom.
Yeah, beat me up, Scotty. Beat me up that video game. Come on.
Go download me a hoagie.
Holographic meatloaf? My favorite! Oh, God.
You joke, but you realize we're only like maybe 3 years away from them being like, holographic meatloaf, the new sensation.
Perfect for those who are on a strict diet.
I just love the sound it made when it was like, wow.
And Patrick, or not Patrick, and Plankton actually made like chomping sounds like, okay. You know, I think it's funny. That was like actually an intentional joke because he is plankton, and they make food by photosynthesis, so he actually eats light. It makes sense, folks.
I eat light as well.
I'm doing it right now. Feels good.
I think that's the podcast.
Yeah.
I think we're done here. Someone hit the cue card. Hey, I'm Game Bro Corey. You like what you heard here? You like this voice? We can go find me over at Twitch, twitch.tv/GameBroCorey. Been streaming a lot of that there Fortnite, and of course, more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But like I said, I'm considering doing a variety game, like just trying to manage one at a time. So I'd probably like just start a Let's Play on my Twitch stream or something like that. But please come hang out with me. I'm trying to hit that affiliate status. I need more viewers. We're almost at 100 followers on Twitch. Need 10 more. I'd really appreciate it. You dropped in, said hi. We can have jest, share stories, maybe in a few laughs. Who knows? And of course, you can find me over at Instagram and Twitter at GameBroCorey. But hey, most importantly, I forgot to mention this here's Level With Me podcast. If you could, please give us a follow and rate us wherever you're listening. And, let some friends know about us. Tell them how much you enjoyed our podcast. If other podcasts are closing, why not listen to our podcast as a new venture and new content that will be ongoing? We're not going to stop anytime soon.
What do you have to lose?
And you can also... You can get the podcast at a lot of places too. Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. It's all over the dang place. You can also go check out the Level With Me YouTube channel. We are slowly but surely uploading Let's Plays. I believe Mike just uploaded a new part for the AM2R Let's Play.
That's correct.
There you go. Was that part 3, right?
Part 3, yep.
There you go. So we got that. We got I think at least 9 episodes for No More Heroes. We have a full Let's Play of Luigi's Mansion 3. We got a full Let's Play of Metroid Zero Mission, Super Mario World. There's a lot of goodies over there. Go
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. Go check out Level With Me, the YouTube channel. And how about Mike? What do you got to plug? Where are you going to be?
Me? Well, I'll be over here eating my Richard Nixon pizza, trying to perfect my Richard Nixon impersonation. Trying to put my head in a jar just like Richard Nixon.
Bro, I think you just got bacon on your pizza. I don't think that's Richard Nixon.
Oh, nice. I love bacon pizza.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys ever want to find me anywhere, you'll probably find me on YouTube and Instagram at the Collector's Vault. We'll have it all linked down below. If you guys like nerdy things, like not just video games, but like collectible cards, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh,
Pocket
sports
protectors,
memorabilia.
calculators,
Yeah, glasses with tape in the middle holding it together. That kind of
white
stuff.
button-up shirts,
Dungeons and Dragons,
Weird Al,
braces, baldness. Yeah,
Mountain
if you
Dew.
like all that, if you like all that, then you'll love the Collector's Vault. Find me on YouTube and Instagram. And yeah, I definitely have to just remind everybody, please go check out Corey on Twitch. He has a lot of great games being uploaded there. He's more like playing games on there. And my puppy just came home. That was not me wagging my tail. That was him. But yeah, and I think that's all the plugs I have for now.
Enter room, Leo does. Podcast ended now.
Oh, my little Ewok is home now.
Yub, yub. Yub, 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 yub. Yub, yub. I do say, I think they really like me. I think they're offering me up a slave for sacrifice. Because he was a god, remember?
Yes, he was the golden god. And they still wanted to eat his friends.
I'm going to go play with my pocket protectors. God, I'm such a nerd.
Hey, don't be mean to people with pocket protectors.
All my white button-up shirts have garbage on them. Or poop because they gave me swirlies.
Oh, no, I just grew 5 pimples in the last 10 seconds.
I do say, I just started talking like this randomly. You guys are going to have to deal with this for the rest of the show.
I'm out of here now. Bye.
Later.